Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. I've said this before and I will say it again. I have lived in Western Washington for most of my life and I'm still discovering things to do around the Sound. But when it comes to a one-of-a-kind place that's full of interesting and unexpected micro-adventures, it's all about Seattle Southside. Here's Brandon Bernstead.
Fun abounds in Seattle Southside.
It's almost like an Indiana Jones adventure. You're discovering new adventures, new attractions, new locations that you didn't know it was there before.
Curiously wonderful, Seattle Southside includes the cities of SeaTac, Tukwila, and Des Moines. Its proximity to both downtown Seattle and the airport makes it easy for visitors to enjoy individual micro-adventures, or put multiple adventures together to create a larger experience. One can't-miss spot, the Highline Heritage Museum.
So we are a history museum under the umbrella of museums, but we are trying to bring the fun up.
Nancy Salguero McKay is the executive director of the Highline Heritage Museum. Here, Nancy and her team of volunteers focus on celebrating connection and sharing the stories of this region and the people who call it home.
It's all about what is the fascinating element of it? Like, what is the wow factor to it? And so every museum have kind of their own identity as to what is it they want to portray. This one is about the mix of generations, being as successful as we can, and then really trying to spark that light, that magic of all of us.
Central to it all, fun. To that end, the museum is offering something new, SeaTac Fascinating Tours.
You will recognize immediately Jimi Hendrix, David Cooper, and some of the different elements to the tour. The idea is to really go to those locations. The idea is to really you are on the place, you are in the location of where everything took place.
Each 2-hour tour departs from the Crown Place Seattle Airport Hotel. Guests travel in comfort while stopping at several sites to hear the interesting, often unexpected stories associated with them.
All right, Nancy, we're outside of a pharmacy here, but I understand that this area has a lot of history.
Yes, this is the Spanish Castle. It used to be the Spanish Castle, and this is where Jimi Hendrix actually had fun and actually started as a musician. He has a song called The Spanish Castle Magic. And so his magic actually occurred in this location, and that's why we're so proud to show it to you.
We're literally standing at the site of music history.
Absolutely. He was well known in the UK before we actually learned about him, but this is the place where he was born as a musician.
Yes, this tour touches on some of recent history's most famous and infamous names, including D.B. Cooper and Ted Bundy, along with the weird and wacky, like the 12,000-year-old giant sloth discovered under SeaTac Airport back in 1961. By the way, it was the size of a Mini Cooper. And tourgoers get a map with QR codes for additional content.
So Nancy, a ton of notable names and historic figures on this tour and a lot of history of this area as well. Where are we right now?
So this is the Sunnydale School, and we are on Des Moines Memorial Driveway. And this is a memorial to honor the people who died in World War I. When you think about this monument, don't think about just in the South End or just Seattle. Think about the state, and then just people coming together to actually honor this.
The tour also includes a stop at the Highline Heritage Museum to check out the Glow Museum. It showcases the exhibits here in a whole new light. The perfect spot to wrap up this eye-opening adventure.
Yes, you might be intrigued or fascinated by specific objects, but it's more about the whole experience of everything. It's the convenience of being so close to the airport. It's the ability to actually dive into the stories in a different formats. And then the idea of knowing that this is just the peak at the top of the iceberg, that there's way more than that.
The same can be said for Seattle Southside itself. Once you visit, you can't help but realize there is so much more to explore.
To explore Seattle Southside and map out your next micro adventure, head to seattlesouthside.com.